I'm going to tell you a story about the worst outlaw motorcycle club member I ever knew and how he built a supporting cast that hated his own club more than the motorcycle clubs that actually put hands and feet on his brothers. Yes, this politician treated his club members like bitter rivals, and when rivals attacked his club brothers, he never lifted a finger to retaliate. So tell me, what do you think? How does this story end? Did he get knocked out and get his patch pulled? Did he get put out bad, disgraced for all his treachery? Or did he end up snaking his way up to the top of the food chain, national president? Let me know what you think in the comments, and let's get into it. Big shout to the ghosts and the ghostettes. Welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle and motorcycle club involved. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm your host for the evening. Let me know in the comments the worst motorcycle club member you ever met in your life. And today we're going to talk about the one that I deem as the worst I've ever known. Do you think he prospected or came in as a patch over? Of course he patched over, and I'm not against the patch over. For those that don't know what a patch over is when a smaller club, let's say 10 members of a support club or a motorcycle club that is very close with a 1% club, or let's just say a bigger club, decides they all want to unite and become a member of that bigger club. Sometimes they want in, sometimes it's by force. Some clubs do it right and make the whole group prospect. Most just walk in fully patched. The problem with a patch over is you get the people that never earned the right to say they're a member of your motorcycle club. Imagine being a prospect that washed bikes, got treated like shit, got yelled at in front of that woman that you want to be yours, and got sent to the store. You're paying your dues, and I mean in cash and in blood, sweat, and tears. And then you see 10 bikers walk into your clubhouse, the one that you sweep and mop and scrub toilets in, and they get a free pass. Just because they came together, you gotta watch everyone hug them and call them brothers. Fully patched in a day. That's how people feel about patch overs in a motorcycle club. So when this happens, you get a bunch of great brothers. I know tons of great brothers that came from patch overs, but there's always one with ambition, and since he didn't earn it, he doesn't have respect for the patch or the club. This one so-called biker got into a sergeant-at-arms position in a couple of months. The person who created the club, the whole reason that the club was respected, left with a group of brothers that were the strength of the chapter and of the entire motorcycle club. The club was in chaos. A lot of brothers felt like it was over, but a politician who never prospected from that patch over, knows nothing about the club, and in months is sitting as a sergeant-at-arms. And because geographically the chapter that he happened to patch into happened to be the mother chapter because of the structure of the club. So now he's sergeant-at-arms of the whole club. What a lucky guy. Now some clubs' mother chapter is an earned position by lifelong members or day ones, but this club ran it like if you live in this state of mother chapter, you're part of the mother chapter. So when I tell you this sergeant-at-arms with no experience would only take out his aggression on club members that were weak, but when rival clubs would literally kick the teeth out of club brothers' mouth, he never retaliated. Meanwhile, he created his own clique within the club. They would look and treat full patch members like they were less than and walked around like goons for this politician. So much so that when the national president created a nomad charter to protect him and help expand the club in states where there weren't enough members to open a whole chapter, he got jealous and from day one had other chapters against this nomad chapter, claiming that they were trying to take over the club. So it was obvious he was the biggest political rival of the national president. Many told the president, this guy is your enemy. He wants your spot. The president had a great heart and believed this politician was his brother. He would speak out against the president so much, people would go to him instead of the president for everything. He had a way of getting a lot of people to be loyal with political favors, never true acts of brotherhood. The Nomads had a very powerful leader who was ready to act on this politician at a moment's notice, so naturally they became rivals. The club was split. The Nomads in a couple of different states versus the other states that this politician had under his spell. So when everything finally came to the head, the president was always in the middle. So what did this politician do? He gave one of the Nomads, one of the most dishonorable people you will ever meet, a patch into his little fraternity within the club. With this Judas, he would conspire against the Nomad boss. They would put him on three-way calls and get him to say how he truthfully felt about the direction of the club. Whenever you hear somebody talking honestly and it's presented in this way, it sounds more diabolical than it really is. So the national president allowed the politician to get the only line of protection that he had kicked out the club. So what happened when he was fully out the club? One day, the national boss walked into his own clubhouse and got jumped by his own brothers. Let me know in the comments what you think happened next. The politician got his ass whooped, of course, and got kicked out the club, right? Wrong. A couple days later, the national prez was sitting at the national table and got voted out. The politician became the national president. The end. And I have seen this story play out time and time again. Vice President, Sergeant at Arms, gets everybody against the president. The people that are supposed to protect the president are the main ones that are talking behind his back to get his position. If you're in a club and you know your brother is doing that, confront him and bring it to the table. It is for the betterment of your club. This is why all this stuff happens and all this division is so prominent, because brothers allow brothers to not bring it to the table. If you consider yourself an outlaw or even a real man, tell that man to his face how you feel. Hope you learned something from this, because these scenarios are what get people killed, get people in bad situations, and I just want to use my experience to show you so you don't get caught in the same trap and you can spot that cancer right away and cut it out. If you want to support the road, get your Rob Moore Politic Less hats now. They're on www.demonsroad.com. They're back in stock. I got another video where I sit down with Junior, the 4-time national president of the Mongols. It'll be linked above. And thank you for tuning in to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.
Oh.